I'm a bit of an alien from the start. Like I don't quite understand human behavior ever. So now I understand it more because I've studied it and I've dealt with people. And but as a child and as a teenager, I was sort of a chameleon, a natural chameleon. I didn't quite understand what was going on, why people operate the way they do. Like to really get that mindset, that structure, that distortion.
The third density entity judges the sixth density entity as being aloof and uncaring because the sixth density entity doesn't operate based on emotions and comfort. They operate based on the law of one. And so it's a totally different vibe. That's why it's amazing to read the law of one and to get over the feeling that they're robotic and actually see how they're coming from a state of such pristine, perfected balance between love and wisdom and love. And they come from the unity perspective. And it's just amazing to be exposed to that we have material like that on Earth today, where an entity established in that state, not just in that chakra state, not just representative, but actually in that native density, is speaking through a channel where we can get a feeling of that transmitted through the words and the way they respond. So fifth density is where we begin to transcend emotions. It's where we begin to sort of say goodbye to emotions as humans typically see emotions. It's just not something that we really do anymore.
Wouldn't be any substantial difference. There wouldn't be any fundamental difference, right?
Yeah.
So then, however the play takes shape, it's like you're just witnessing your dream body, your dream self, and this dreamscape do what it does. And you can notice when you're coming from sort of your own sense of will and self versus when there is a flow to it that's just directing you. And you can say all kinds of things or not say anything, act in all kinds of ways. There's no particular shape in which the creator expresses itself when we're empty of getting in the way of that. And it's like you're watching yourself onto the screen. You're watching your own movie. And you're watching yourself just like anybody else is watching. There's not really any difference. Just like I'm watching you right now, you would then be watching yourself in the same way. Like you wouldn't be, just like I don't feel like I am you as a person. I feel like I am you as the oneness, but as a person, I could say, hey, you're Waylon, and I'm Bentinho. I'm over here, you're over there. And I'm not responsible for your behavior. I'm not responsible for your actions. You're doing what you're doing. You're unique in your way. But just as I experience that as if I'm not that, you begin to experience that with your own actions, like you're not that. So when I see myself on, say, social media, or see pictures of myself or videos of myself, whether it's shot 10 years ago or whether it's shot yesterday or 10 minutes ago, or even now, if I'm looking at a live feed of myself, there's still the awareness that I'm looking at some other guy. It's like, I'm looking at this dude speaking. It's not what I am. So more and more, your own life becomes the movie that you're watching. It's just like currently we feel like we're watching other people. Like when we're people watching, you're not just projecting onto me as a different person in order to teach yourself using me as a reflection. You actually are this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this actually is that.
Yeah. It's just one talking to itself.
You could say it that way, yeah.
And he said, I'd love like 100 women just serving me with just like, what's the empty women everywhere, just walking around doing nothing and just being and serving me. And then he chuckled. He's like, that sounds pretty bad, doesn't it? And I was like, huh. And I just didn't really say anything, like, no, oh yeah. But it was so weird.
Everybody physically here? Here? We're growing so big, losing count of my duslings.
Where should I sit?
You know, sometimes we get so wrapped up in how a problem bothers us, we don't see what the problem really is. You know, my little friend Kim found it out the hard way when we tangled with this mean dude who was messing with people's minds and stealing their thoughts, which is why we call this case the mystery of the mind phase. But you can't solve your problems by running away from them. That just makes things worse, not just for you, but for everybody around you. And that's a tip to you from me, Mr. T.
Not everything's a posture. Not everything's a joke.
You're right. It's not a joke. We're talking about your soul here. Have you thought about the damage that could be done to your soul, to your very center, if you hand it over to someone else? To the wrong someone else?